sounding so good, man. Prince, sing, man. Mine just. What's good? It's your favorite R&B connoisseur Henry here, and I'm back like I never flipping left. This is a very, very monumental video. It's monumental because for two reasons. Number one, I'm going to be reviewing an album today that, without a shadow of a doubt, is one of the greatest albums of all time. That's a fact. That's not fiction. That is an absolute fact. This is one of the greatest albums of all time. And the number two reason why this is a monumental video is because this artist, that made one of the greatest albums of all time is also my Gemini twin. My Gemini twin, and he goes by the name of the one and only, the late great Prince. You know, the late great Prince. Obviously, you've clicked on this video and you know what you came to see. You know what you came to see. And like I said, I'm going to give you this content. I'm not going to disappoint. But before we get into the video, I need everybody that looks me square dead in the eye right now. Those of you who have not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. Also, please like the video and leave a comment if you feel to do. So, as you guys know from the title, I'm going to be reviewing Prince's 6th studio album, Purple Rain. To all my Prince fans out there, I don't know what you guys think. You guys let me know in the comment section below, but I feel like this is Prince's most impactful album. It's his magnum opus. It's the album that sort of catapulted him into stardom. This Purple Rain album is basically what Thriller is to Michael Jackson. I know obviously, Prince released 5 albums before this album, but I feel like this is the one that catapulted him into stardom, similar to what Thriller did for Michael Jackson. See, for Michael Jackson, before Thriller, you had Off the Wall, and obviously the stuff that he did with Jackson 5, but Thriller was what, made him into the artist he is today. And I feel like it's safe to say, guys, that this album, this Purple Rain album, did the same thing for Prince. Yeah, I must mention this as well. This was Prince's first album to go #1. This was his first album to go #1. The 5 previous albums that he released before this didn't go #1, but this was the first one to go #1, and this album has also been certified diamond. If that wasn't enough, it sold over 25 million copies worldwide, which is flipping insane. Prince, within his lifetime, I looked this up. I did my fact checking, by the way. I looked this up. He released 42 albums. Yes, 40 flipping 2 albums. Yeah. When, in the span of his life. And there was a few post-mortem albums as well that got released after he died. But Prince, officially, he might even have more, because Prince, he was literally releasing albums like there was no tomorrow. I think there was a span where he released an album like every year, between a 10-15 year span, or every 2 years or something like that. It's crazy. Prince's work ethic was immaculate. It was absolutely madness. I don't think Prince's work ethic would ever be replicated by any artist in the music industry. Prince is somebody that I've always admired, and Prince is somebody that I've always respected as a musician. But I've never, and guys, listen, I know it's an absolute abomination, and I know I should probably be stoned for it, but I've never listened to this Purple Rain album from start to finish. When it comes to Prince's discography, I have a few songs here and there from quite a few albums that he's released over the years, but I've never listened to one Prince album from start to finish. I know, guys, I know. It's a fucking disgrace, I know. But this is what I'm gonna do today. This is one of the albums that I've been wanting to review for the longest time, and I thought, you know what, let me make use of the time that I have now. Let me just review it, let me listen to it from start to finish, and obviously give my thoughts and opinions about how I feel like this album is. Everybody that you speak to, they say that this album was a genre-defining album. It was a legacy-defining album. Again, it's universally known as one of the greatest albums of all time. It's on Rolling Stone's 500 Greatest Album list. you know, and a lot of publications, a lot of respected publications, they'll definitely also put this album as one of the greatest albums of all time. So listen, without further ado, I've done enough speaking. I'm very excited. I'm very excited about this one. So obviously, I must say as well that this album is pretty short. It's got 9 tracks, 9 tracks, and I think it's the span of the album is just shy of 45 minutes, 46 minutes. So yeah, man. Well, obviously, we're gonna take a listen and see how it sounds. Hopefully, I like it. I'm sure I like it because it's Prince, one of the greatest. I mean, how can I not? So the first track is "Let's Go Crazy." Let's see how this one sounds. Oh. Oh. Yeah. I love a guitar solo, man. Woo. Woo. Oh. Bro. Whoever's playing that guitar is playing the fuck out of it. Oof. So that was Let's Go Crazy. Wow, what a first track to intro an album to. Wow. Love the multiple layers of guitars that I heard in this record. All of the sort of different synthesizers that I heard in this record too. I mean, back in the 80s, you know, I'm a 90s baby. I was born in 92, so I'm 30. I was born in 92, so obviously I wasn't alive when this album came out, but I know around this time, because, you know, I listen to a lot of 80s music. I know that around this time, synthesizers, you know, the same synthesizers that were used on this record were being used all over different records that were being released in the 80s. So this sound was very popular at the time. I know that obviously Prince was influenced by a lot of sounds. Like, he wasn't just influenced by soul music and R&B. He was influenced by rock, pop. He was even influenced by jazz, and obviously you can sort of tell in this first record, like, obviously there's a lot of sort of multiple layers of instruments being used. Man, I love this record, and again, this is a, for me, this is a, Prince is a, you know, as I've done my research and, you know, a couple of documentaries that I've watched, Prince was a very spiritual person. So obviously this opening track, you know, Let's Go Crazy, you know, at the start he's talking about, you know, the afterworld and how this world that we're living in right now is not the real world, and there's a, you know, world after this world that is a lot better, you know, that is free from pain, that is free from drama, that is just, you know, very peaceful. And again, you know, Prince is tapping into his spiritual side, which I feel like he's going to do for a lot of this album. And then he's basically saying, obviously, this life that you live, you're on your own, basically. I mean, you're born into this world alone, and you're gonna die alone. So you might as well just make the most of it. You know, let's go crazy, just have a good time. Don't really think about too much. And I think there was, if I caught the lyrics properly, you know, there was a point where I think he mentioned about what's it all for, you know, what is everything in this life for. So basically that's him questioning life as well, like, what is this all for, why are we living, or, you know, what are we living for? So, you know, without asking too many questions, let's just go crazy, let's just live our lives, you know, let's not think about what is happening in the moment. Let's just try and live in the moment. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's what I got from this record. But the next song is called Take Me With You. Let's see how this one sounds. If it's similar to the first record, then boy, I'm in for a treat. But let's see how this one sounds. Yeah. What will we go? So that was Take Me With You. Wow. Similar to the first record, man. Love the up-tempo feel of this record. And also, I love the production, man. The thing with Prince, yeah, Prince was an innovator. He was an innovator, and he was a person, yeah, or an artist, yeah, that thought outside the box. That's why I love Prince. He was always pushing any genre that he was in forward. You know, it's like I get sort of like such a futuristic feel off of the production. And bear in mind, this album was recorded almost 40 years ago. Do you get what I'm saying? But it doesn't sound out of place. It does not sound out of place. Like I said, he was a forward thinker in terms of his production. Do you see what I'm saying? And obviously the way he laid his vocals and the type of instruments that he used. And obviously he's in full display on this track, and obviously the first track as well. Like I get this very psychedelic feel already from listening to these first two songs, and I'm guessing that this is about a particular love interest that is making Prince feel all types of ways. You know, his heart pounding. You know, talking about it doesn't matter where we go, just as long as I'm with you. I mean, guys, we've all been there, right? We've all been there. You know, I've been there, where you're just so in awe of a person that no matter where they go, you just want to go with them. And just as long as basically you're together, it's like you can sort of rule the world type of thing. So I'm guessing obviously Prince is having those same feelings, man. Prince, mate, trust me. Yeah, we've all been there. I've been there. You know what I mean? So I can definitely relate to you. Next record on this album is called The Beautiful Ones. Come on, Prince. Come on. This is sounding so good, man. Bring to life a vision in one's mind. Wow. This is beautiful. Prince, sing, man. Prince is singing right now. Can you hear him? Woo. Wow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Guys, I've got goosebumps. Whoa, I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm literally speechless. Wow. Oh, guys, I need a minute. I need a minute to compose myself, because that was that. I can't even put that into words. Actually, I'm speechless. I am absolutely speechless. And I think people forget that Prince is one of the best vocalists, yeah? He's one of the best vocalists that has ever graced music. And I feel like his voice, his vocals don't get enough credit. I mean, we talk about the likes of Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, rightly so, rightly so. You know, those are some of the greatest vocalists of all time. We talk about MJ, yeah? We talk about MJ, we talk about Michael Jackson, but no one really ever mentions Prince. But Prince is in that conversation without a shadow of a doubt. And I knew this before I heard this record. But this, if anyone ever says that shit to you, point them to this record right here. This was absolutely breathtaking. And I mean, again, like, this made me feel like, I don't know, like I was on another planet. Like, it just sounded so out of this world, so futuristic. Again, I have to go back to the production. I mean, wow. Wow, wow, wow. For me, I love a great guitar solo. Not every guitar solo works, but I feel like when it does, it can just take the song to another dimension. And Prince was synonymous for that. Like, nothing feels out of place with Prince. Like, some artists will just put, you know, an instrument here or there just for the sake of it. So Prince put it there for it to mean something. So, like, nothing Prince does is out of place. Everything has intention. This was all talking about Prince. Like, every song that he sings, you can hear the emotion and rawness behind it. You can hear it. Him just basically calling out to the girl, screaming, "Do you want me? Do you want me?" Him confessing his love. Prince doesn't have an issue with showing emotion. Confessing his love to whoever he's talking to. It goes back to what I heard Quincy Jones say about, one of the tracks on Thriller. I think it was called "The Lady in My Life." He told MJ to sing it, to really sing it, to beg, because that song is about love. He told Michael Jackson to literally beg for the woman, beg. Act as if you're almost, on your knees, asking her to give you another chance or asking her to love you. And I love that. Some artists would not be able to do that. Or some artists, because of pride or whatever reason, would say, "No, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make myself look weak." But this is why, like I said, I appreciate artists like MJ. I appreciate artists like Prince. I'm a soulful dude. I love that. I love that. I want to hear... that's how I can connect to you as an artist. If I feel like what you're singing or what you're rapping about is meaningful. You truly mean it. And yeah, this was the beautiful record, man. Absolutely. Prince's vocals are out of this world. They're out of this world, man. Honestly. Wow. Prince, what are you doing to me? So the next track is called Computer Blue. Wow. Whoa. This record, Computer Blue, man, another fantastic record. Right now, Prince is 4 for 4. Literally 4 for 4, and we've got what, five songs to go. But yeah, this Computer Blue, I don't know about you guys, but it gives me the same feeling when I heard Thriller. Gives me those sort of the same vibe, I think maybe some of the same drums and kick and snare patterns were used, just like on Thriller. Definitely is something that you can tell was played in the clubs a lot and got people moving and people dancing. Again, this sort of song was very synonymous to what the in sound was at that time during the 80s. Yeah, man, really dope record, man. We're 4 for 4 right now. We're 4 for 4. Next record is Darling Nikki.
Say she was a sex fiend. I met her in a hotel lobby, masturbating with a magazine.
Oh wow.
She said,
Oh, tell us how you feel, Prince. Damn.
Me to her castle, and I just couldn't believe my eyes. She had so many devices, everything that money could buy. Woke up the next morning, I looked all over, all I found was a phone number on the stairs.
Okay.
It said, thank you for a phone. Back
That was Darling Nikki. Wow, listen, that intimate that intimate session between Prince and Nikki must have been something else, boy. Because for you to write a whole song about it, yeah, that must have been something. But again, Prince, what people a lot of people fail to realize is Prince was also a very sexual person. He was a very spiritual person, but he was also a very sexual person. And I think, there was controversy. I read about this. There was controversy on a couple of the songs. I think maybe this might have been one of them, on the album. Some of the explicit lyrics that Prince was sort of singing about. A lot of like radio stations and TV stations refused to play it because of the sexual content or the sexual explicit lyrics. Again, Prince is a very carefree person, so he doesn't care. He's gonna sing and write about what he wants to, and again, he doesn't shy away from talking about sex and talking about obviously his sexual desires and stuff. And yeah, man, like, this like I said, this song, basically a song about one night stand that he had with a female named Nikki. Again, Prince, what again, another underrated aspect of Prince is his storytelling. He makes you feel like you're there. Like he made me feel like I was having sex with this girl called Nikki. Do you know what I mean? He was making me feel like that. Because of, like, again, his songwriting abilities and the fact that he's such a great storyteller. This one is probably not my. I would say it's my least favorite right now, but it's still a good record. I feel like the other 4 or 5 records I've heard have been much stronger than this, but this was still a good record, man. It was still a good record. And so we go to one of the standout records on this album. I've heard this before. I mean, even if you're not a Prince fan, if you haven't heard this before, then I really, really feel sorry for you. But this is one of Prince's most recognizable records and one of his best records. A lot of people will put this record in their top 2, 3, 4, 5 Prince's discography. And yeah, obviously, again, I've heard it before, but for the sake of this, let's play it again. This is When Doves Cry.
dig it. You and I engaged in a kiss. The sweat of your body says they feel the heat between me and you. Just leave me standing, lonely, I'm just too demanding. Maybe I'm just like my father, too bold. Maybe you're just like my mother. When doves cry. Maybe you're just like my mother. She's never satisfied. How can you just leave me standing?
Yeah, that was When Doves Cry. Do you know what? Doves Cry, yeah, it doesn't matter how many times you hear it. It's one of those songs, as soon as it comes on, you just have to move your feet. You just have to bop your head. Similar to if you hear, Billie Jean from Michael Jackson or What's Going On from Marvin Gaye. It just makes you feel some type of way. It just makes you feel some type of way. Like, these are songs that you can play 100 years from now, and it will still give you the same feeling like it did when you heard it the first time. These are classic records that will stand the test of time. And this is why, these artists, the likes of Prince, they are rare. They are rare, and it's the reason why Prince is one of the greatest of all time, because you can hear songs like this. Prince has a few of these in his discography as well. Doesn't have this one? He has a few, and he has 2 or 3 on one album. Obviously, this and Purple Rain, where it's like, it's just it's like every time you listen to it, it gets even better. Yeah, When Doves Cry, man, that record speaks for itself, man. It absolutely speaks for itself. I don't really need to say anything more, you know? I don't need to say anything more. But I must say as well, this album is sequenced very well. It's sequenced very well. Like, no song feels out of place. Like I said, it goes back to what I was saying in terms of Prince. He does everything with intention. So even down to his sequencing, down to, you know, the type of instruments he uses, you know, and also I love the fact that he's using a live band for this album as well, because obviously a lot of the sounds you are hearing, they were recorded with live instruments, you know. So yeah, I really, really, you can hear it as well, man. The production sounds so rich and so clean and fresh, you know. Crazy. This is the next record, I will die for you.
I'm something that you never could stand. I never beat you. I never lie. I would die for you. Yeah. And if you want me to, I'm not your friend.
Oh.
I'm something that you never comprehend.
Woo.
If I win, you come, make you happy when you're sad, make you good when you are bad. I'm a thug, I'm unconscious, I am love. I'll die for you. Say one more time, I would die for you.
Guys, that was I Would Die For You. Again, I know I've said this so many times, but I love how experimental this album is, man. The different layers and sounds that Prince uses, the different instruments that he uses. Like, again, it just seems like a lot's going on, but like, it just makes sense. It different layers of keyboards, guitars, the electronic synths, man. Like, all these instruments fit in with one another, and it just makes the listening experience even greater. You know, again, Prince is talking about professing, you know, his love and reaffirming his love for someone. I'll never, you know, I'll never beat you, I'll never lie, I'll never do anything to hurt you. You know, I would die for you. Like, I would literally lay my life on the line for you. Like, whatever you want me to do, you know, I'll do it. Like, I'm yours, type of thing. And again, just reaffirming, reassuring this person, whoever he's talking to. And like I said, I love that, man. I love when artists can be that open and that vulnerable in their music, man. And yeah, man, like this again, man, this Prince, this pushing the sound, man, pushing the barriers, not being afraid to experiment with his sound. And I feel like Prince, he uses this distinct, I don't know if it's an effect that he uses on his voice to make his voice sound even more impactful than it actually does. I think it's a technique that Prince used to use back in the day. I don't know what it's called. People in the comments, let me know. Where it's like Prince puts this sort of echo effecty sort of, you know, thing on his voice, and it just makes Prince's voice like it doesn't overshadow the song, but it makes his presence known, if that makes sense. But yeah, that was a great record, man. Great record. So the next one, the penultimate song, is Baby I'm a Star. Oh.
Look me over, you see. Hey, I ain't got no money, but I'm rich on personality.
I'm rich on personality. I hear that, Prince.
Check it all out, baby. I know what it's all about. Before the night through, you will see the point of view. Even if I had to scream and shout, baby, I'm tired out of time. I don't want to stop. Try to reach the top and say it. You might not know it now, baby, I'm tired.
That was Baby I'm a Star. Do you know what? I love Prince's bravado and confidence on this record. He's trying to let this girl know, listen, I may not have all the money in the world, Do you know what I mean? I may not be rich in terms of like my bank account, in terms of my finances, but I'm rich on personality. Do you know? I think that was one of the lines, and I love that. I mean, sometimes again, we've all been there where it's like we may not have all the money in the world, we may not have the flashiest clothes or the flashiest trainers, but you know, we have got a banging personality. Do you know what I mean? And that compensates for all of that. And sometimes that works. You know, sometimes all you just need to have is confidence. And basically that's what Prince is saying. Like, listen, I may not be a mega star now, but I know that I am a star. Do you know what I mean? I may not be famous. I may not, you know, have all the things in the world, but I know that I'm a star deep down within myself. I know that I am gonna make it, and I know that eventually you're gonna hear my name. Like I said, I love the confidence of Prince on this record, man, and the bravado, you know. And sometimes, like I said, you've just got to have that, you know. You may not have what the other person has, but what you do have is your personality, and that sometimes can carry you through. So yeah, man, I love the message behind this record, man. And again, the production is just flawless, absolutely flawless. We've come to the last record, probably Prince's most acclaimed song. I mean, this song, Purple Rain, if you didn't know what it was, I'm sure you do if you're a Prince fan. But Purple Rain, you know, is again one of the greatest songs ever made. I think I was reading somewhere where in a lot of publications, including Rolling Stone, it was in the top 10 greatest songs ever. And honestly, man, I mean, this song is just it's something else. I don't even have a word to describe it. Like, Prince was on absolute crack when he made this record. He was on absolute crack. We need to get Prince drug tested. Well, we can't now because, you know, he's, yeah. But, yeah, someone should have drug tested Prince when he made this record, because this record right here is just, yeah, man, it's something. This doesn't even need an intro. This doesn't even need an intro. This is Purple Rain. Oof.
I never meant to call you tomorrow.
But I'm just gonna be in my own thoughts, mate. I'm just gonna be in my own thoughts, man. Oof.
They want to see you driving in the purple rain, purple rain, purple rain. I want to be some kind of friend. Hey, I can never steal you from another. It's such a shame our friendship had purple rain, purple rain.
Oof.
It's time we all reach out for something new. That means you too. You say you want a leader, but you can't seem to make up your mind. I think you better close it. Let me guide you to the purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain.
Guys, I mean, boy, if a song could ever be labeled as perfection, this is it. Purple Rain is absolute perfection. Every time I listen to it, I get lost. My mind just, you know, yeah. There's not many songs that can ever make you feel the way Purple Rain feels. There's not many songs that can make you feel that way, and Purple Rain is undoubtedly one of them. It's yeah, you know, Purple Rain is just yeah, it's something, man. Again, you can tell that I'm speechless again. I'm just speechless because yeah, it doesn't matter how many times I hear this song, similar to When Doves Cry, I just I just lose myself, man. But obviously, Purple Rain and obviously this whole album was inspired or came from the actual film that was called Purple Rain. If you guys haven't checked out that film, then yeah, please do, because it's an awesome film. But yeah, yeah, obviously this whole soundtrack or this whole album is built off of that film. It's just one of the greatest songs ever made, and that it will always remain that way. And that was obviously my first listen slash reaction to Prince's Purple Rain album. Just a fantastic album from start to finish. Now I fully understand why people label this as one of the greatest albums of all time. Just from obviously listening to it from start to finish, I can definitely concur with that. I have to go back and listen to it again because I know that there was maybe some things that I missed. But just obviously through my initial listen, I can definitely sort of, you know, agree that this is definitely one of the greatest albums of all time. And it has everything. Whatever you want from an album or whatever you need from an album, this has it times more. You know what I mean? This has it plus more. Yeah, man. I'm so glad that obviously I finally, after all these years, sort of listened to this album from start to finish. But obviously, if you want me to react to more Prince albums, I know that he released a bunch of them. I mean, please don't let me please don't recommend I react to all 42 of his albums. Now 41 because I listened to this album. Please go easy on me. But if there's any other Prince album that you want me to give my reaction to, please let me know. Or even a Prince song or a Prince video, just let me know in the comment section below. And obviously I'll add it to the list. But guys, listen, you already know what to do. Like, comment and subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll be back again real soon with another video. But until then, stay blessed, stay healthy. I am out. Peace.